I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. I've grinded it out and we have the review. 89 rated player moments. Mariano. Now, if you want my honest opinion about the two objectives, I'm hearing actually that the Spanish left back, who I haven't quite done yet, I think I've got one game left before he's done. He's actually there for 2 weeks, I think. I don't know how. I've not looked at it, but that's where I've seen people tweet. Mariano is more of an squad battle card. You can unlock him through rivals, obviously. That's how this card was unlocked, but you can do it through squad battles as well if you are that way inclined. You'd rather sit there, watch Netflix and just do it against the AI or whatever. It's a bit of a slog to do if you do it online because of the clean sheets. You need 2 clean sheets. You need to score 2 and keep a clean sheet. So either what happens is people will stay deliberately to try and score a goal against you, even if you are 4 or 5-0 up. I played a guy and I was 8-0 up and he would not leave because all he wanted to do was score to stop the clean sheet happening, which I get it, but at the same time is very toxic, and literally the only thing he's going to get out of it is, well, I scored and I stopped him from doing the clean sheet. I don't understand why people stop other people doing it. It doesn't really make an awful lot of sense to me. With that being said, though, you can do it offline very easily. You just have to play the full 2 games. If you do it online and you score twice, you might get a rage quit and you could halve the time of doing it, of course, but it is what it is. Got a Deadeye on him. I mean, in a perfect world where chem styles are free, Hunter goes straight on this card, I think. 94 rated striker, but insane finishing, insane pace across the board, and there is something to do with Hunters being overpowered in this game anyway. Same with Shadows, whether that's true or not, but a lot of people believe it, so who am I to question it anyway? But no, I've got a Deadeye on him. It improves the passing. His passing is now actually quite good. You've got 92 sprint speed, 89 acceleration. He's 5'11", 4-star weak foot, only the 3-star skills, high attacking work rate, medium defensive, stocky body type, which I'm not a massive fan of at all. And I'll tell you why during the gameplay, which is going to start a lot sooner than normal because I've got a lot of clips to show you. And I'm going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So basically, I've got a lot of goals in here. He scored quite a few goals, as you would have seen from the beginning. He's got a couple of assists as well as like just helping out during the move. Not going to get credited with the assist, but he does help out. He's involved in nearly everything. But there is a massive problem with this card. I say problem, for me it was a problem. And I know people might already know what it is. But I just want to get it out of the way that I am going to talk a little bit about his negative side before we get into what I actually liked about the card. That's the team I've got him in. I kind of kept the team that was used to unlock him in the first place. But I took out the League SBC, I can't remember who it is. What's his name? Hernandez, I think it is. Took him out, put Mariano in. And of course, when that Spanish left-back is unlocked, he will be the upgrade to Mendy, which is a nice upgrade because Busquets is actually a really good card in this game. Ramos is there, of course. And yeah, that'll be a nice little upgrade. Some of the La Liga cards right now are actually really affordable as well. So you could build a really good La Liga team. Anyway, with that being said, the bad thing about Mariano, unfortunately, I think, is the body type. It is a stocky body type, which makes him feel just like a bus most of the time. His dribbling, I mean, it's difficult to explain it because his dribbling may actually look okay here, but he just doesn't feel quick at all. He feels like he's moving in slow motion, and it's almost as if my opponent will be able to predict which direction I'm doing the drag back, which direction I want to move to next, and so on and so forth. I was hoping to get the ball back to him there for him to take the shot, but I was trying the LB or L1. I'm on PC and use an Xbox controller, so it's LB for me. I was using that a lot to try and maneuver my way through the defense, and I just couldn't really do it with any degree of success. I mean, it was possible, but just not really consistently. Like now and again, if the defender was on his heels or something, you might be able to catch him off guard, but yeah. So that kind of hinders him. I think if he had a lean body type, he would feel super agile. He'd be really good on the ball. He's not unusable. I'm not saying, I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking, actually, that comes across as if he's actually really good on the ball, and that's why I'm doing it. This was a good goal. I like that. Nice bit of football. and good finish. Speaking of finishing, his finishing is actually really good. He does miss the odd chance, as you may imagine. And I will show you some of the chances that he's missed. I'm not just going to show you goals, because he does have his clumsy side. This was quite good. His juggling is not too bad at all. I think that comes down to maybe the dribbling. I'm not sure what other stat, maybe ball control, but his ball control is 86, dribbling's 88. Doesn't have the best ball control dribbling in the world. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, he just could not get that under control, and then he just loses possession because you can't maneuver quick enough, because his stocky body type and potentially lack of ball control skill kind of stops him. He really should be hitting the target from there, volley or no volley. There is a lob that I think I've left out, but he misses a lob from about, I don't know, 20 yards out. The goalkeeper is way off his line, gets it up and over fine, but just can't find the accuracy, and it doesn't even like clip the post or even go like half a yard wide. It literally goes like a full 10 foot wide of the goal. It's quite embarrassing. I probably should have showed you. I don't think I've left it in. Maybe I have. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But his volleys are not bad. His volleys are only 81 on the in-game stats, but as you can see there from that corner, it was quite effective. He does score a lot of goals in this game. Gets the ball down under control nicely, puts the ball in the back of the net. And straight from kickoff again, we just go straight at him and we get the ball back. And his pace is actually quite good. In a straight line, he is fast. And combined with his strength of 84 and his stocky body type, he kind of reminds me of Depay in a way, without the skills, of course. Depay is a very quick but also stocky strength type player. And he's not very tall either, so very Depay reminiscent. But the thing about Depay is, of course, that he has skills and he does feel mobile and he is good on the ball, whereas Mariano, unfortunately, just doesn't feel particularly great. And it kind of then comes down to, is he really worth the unlock if you're going to have this card that isn't necessarily that good on the ball? It's not that he doesn't fit the game, and I am saying that he's not meta, and I'll get into why in a second. I've touched upon it in recent videos, why I think certain cards are and are not meta. But I will touch upon it now when we get into the review breakdown. So as you can see in the top right, I do have meta no, and the reason for that is because he doesn't have 4-star skills, he doesn't have a lean body type, and he doesn't have more than 90 balance, and his ball control and dribbling stats and composure stats are all under 90. Now, if you're saying, if you're thinking, well, you're just nitpicking, you can't say that he's not meta just because he doesn't have 4-star skills and this and this. Well, I mean, yeah, I can really, because the meta is classed as most effective tactic available, and you know, a card, and I've been through this, I don't want to bore people who have listened to me say this before, but a card itself can't be meta. A card can fit the meta because the meta is what FIFA is, right? So the meta in FIFA is skills to a degree, lean body types, high agility, high ball control and dribbling, and that sort of mobility, right? That's what the meta is. That is the most effective tactic available. We're not talking formation, we're talking tactics, as in what fits the game and best suited to the game. So Mariano isn't suited necessarily to the game, or best suited to the game, and that's why he's not meta. So that's my explanation of it. Whether you believe that or not is entirely up to you, but I mean, that's the way it is, right? So as you can see, I didn't like overly enjoy him. I didn't give him a very high rating, and the reason for that is because this guy is competing against an awful lot of really good cards that are not that expensive. So yeah, okay, he's free, and you can argue that time is a currency if you want. That's down to you and how you perceive time. But I class it as a free card, so take it with a pinch of salt when I say that there are other cards out there that are really cheap that you could use, because if you don't have that many coins, then this could be a good option, because he's not a bad card. He did show signs of like really good finishing, and his stocky body type and strength really does help out in certain situations when running through on goal and you're keeping that last defender off you, because if you hold down L2 or LT, you will hold off that defender while sprinting at the same time, because you're using that strength, but you're also using the pace. But at the same time, whereas that stocky body type does help in that situation, it doesn't help in and around the penalty area. For instance, if your opponent has dropped back, you then need to maneuver quickly. You can't do that. I mean, in this instance, as you can see in the middle screen, it helped with strength, and he scores the goal. Had he not had that strength and body type, he probably would have been caught fouled or just fallen over in general. But it helped. But in most cases where people play drop back, etc., not ideal. And therefore, I think it could be worth the unlock if he fits your team and maybe you're bored and you want something to do and your team isn't necessarily fantastic, but it's not going to be worth it for the majority of players who have already got an established team, is what I'm trying to say. But there we go. If you have enjoyed the review, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for new, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.